The murder of Theo Van Gogh was an action financed by the Islamic community in Amsterdam. MOHAMMED BOUYERI only carried it out. Note. This text is an excerpt from the book Dead End Street, Why the Dutch Secret Service Murdered Their Top Secret Agent Theo Van Gogh by Slobodan Radojev Mitrich that was read during its presentation on November 2nd. 2016 by the publisher Robert J. Kelder at the commemoration of the murder of Theo Van Gogh in front of the monument The Scream, erected in honor of him in the Oosterpark in Amsterdam East, that as part of the commemoration will be baptized as the new Speaker's Corner of the Netherlands. The text is a strong indication that the Islamization of Europe with its ideal of a theocracy must be seen as a danger to our basic freedoms guaranteed by our constitution that need to be defended. It reads as follows. Here it should also be mentioned that the writer Theodore Holman of The Game of the Wolf must certainly have been aware of the book Dead End Street, or at least possesses a copy of it, since about half a year after its publication on February 2012, the father of Theo Van Gogh, Johan van Gogh, a retired employee of the Boulevard, forerunner of the Dutch Secret Service AIVD, had ordered 2 copies from me, which, according to him, were destined for Holman, a friend of the family. This columnist for the Dutch daily, Het Parool, and radio presenter of the program Ober Live at the Public Library in Amsterdam, however, did not waste a single word on it. Does he have something to hide as well? Yes, that is if you have may believe words the author of Dead End Street wrote to me in an email, and which at the commemoration on November 2nd. 2014 I read as a whole under the title, The Murder of Theo Van Gogh was an action of the Islamic community. MOHAMMED BOUYERI was only the executioner, and afterwards I also posted as document 2 on the Dutch blog Do Delop and Weg. This is what he wrote. Here are the facts. 2 days before the murder of Theo Van Gogh in Amsterdam, on November 2nd, 2004, money was collected for the murderer MOHAMMED BOUYERI. There is evidence of a living Dutch witness who could confirm that dozens of retailers in the Javastraat in Amsterdam East gave money to MOHAMMED BOUYERI. Among them was the boss of a laundromat, a Pakistani man with a very distinctive long beard, who has the British nationality and who in front of his shop in the Javastraat kissed MOHAMMED BOUYERI on the hand and gave him a big pile of money bills. Also an Iraqi. A few shops away from the laundromat towards the railway tunnel at the Javastraat, handed MOHAMMED BOUYERI a pile of money bills. MOHAMMED BOUYERI was dressed in a white robe adorned with all kinds of Arabic symbols. An Arabist, Professor Dr. Abi, has stated that this clothing is worn by chosen Muslims about to commit a murder. MOHAMMED BOUYERI was during his visit to the Javastraat accompanied by 2 burly bodyguards of Arab origin, several days after the liquidation of Theo Van Gogh. Both men had a meeting with an imam in McDonald's on the Van Swindenstraat near Dapper Market in Amsterdam East. Here we are dealing with a liquidation, which was funded by hundreds of Muslims in Amsterdam with donations to the chosen murderer MOHAMMED BOUYERI. Cornelis Theodorus Holman, a close friend of Theo Van Gogh and well-known columnist for the Amsterdam daily Het Parool, was one of the first people in the Netherlands who to know these things. Also Theo's movie producer Gijs van der Westerlaken, whom I know personally, knew about these things. And both of them were a number of times given pamphlets saying that was a liquidation of Theo Van Gogh planned and funded by the Islamic community in Amsterdam. About a week after the murder of Theo Van Gogh, a woman, who is married to one of the main Boulevard Dutch Secret Service AIVD officials declared that Theodorus Cornelis Holman is also a member of the Boulevard. This information is 100% reliable. Therefore, it is understandable that Theodorus Cornelis Holman is covering up the truth and comes with things in public, such as in the recent film, 2011 The Game of the Wolf, for which he and Gijs van der Westerlaken wrote the script to circumvent what really happened. But only the most important facts should be proven here. That Theo Van Gogh was liquidated on order of the most powerful Muslims in Amsterdam, where in advance much money was collected for the selected killer. And who is who here does not matter. The fact is that money to murder Theo Van Gogh was paid in advance by many Muslims. Public prosecutor Frits van Stalen, who handled this murder case and recently declared that he was convinced that Mohammed BOUYERI did not act alone, but declined to give any proof, should carry out a thorough investigation into what happened exactly at the Java Street 2 days before the murder of Theo Van Gogh. There are hundreds of people who have seen this ceremony, and there is a Dutchman who could also confirm this, provided that the Dutch state guarantees his safety. As for me, I have no interest to make things appear otherwise than what really happened. I am willing to unconditionally declare these things under oath before a court. I hope that all murderers of Theo Van Gogh are picked up and brought to court, also those who want to keep these things in the dark, among others ex-mayor of Amsterdam, Job Cohen, Dutch Secretary of State for Justice and Security Fred Teven, Cornelis Theodorus Holman, and so forth and so forth. Yours sincerely, Slobodan Radojev, Mitrich, Director, World Reserve Police International.